Look up at the night sky. Each star is a sun, a distant fire warming worlds we have yet to see. For millennia we believed this was it. Our Earth, our sun, our galaxy, the Milky Way, was the entirety of creation. We felt special, unique, perhaps even alone in the vast, silent dark. But our perspective has a habit of changing. We learned our Earth orbits the sun, not the other way around. We discovered that our sun is just one of hundreds of billions of stars in our galaxy. And then we found that our Milky Way is just one of hundreds of billions of galaxies in the observable universe. Each step outward revealed a grander, more humbling reality. This journey of discovery has taught us a powerful lesson. Every time we thought we were at the center of it all, we were mistaken. The universe has consistently shown us that it is larger, more complex, and more magnificent than we ever dared to imagine. So what if this pattern continues? What if our entire universe, with its countless galaxies stretching across billions of light years, is itself just a single grain of sand on an infinite cosmic shore? This is not just a question for dreams or for stories. It is a question that science itself is beginning to ask, pushing the very boundaries of what we know and what we can know. The idea invites us to take another step back, to see our whole existence not as the complete picture, but as a single page in a library of infinite books. Each book tells a different story of a universe, with its own laws, its own history, its own stars and planets. Some might be much like ours, while others could be so alien they defy our imagination. This cosmic perspective doesn't make us smaller. It connects us to a possibility so vast that it fills the mind with awe, an idea older than you think. The multiverse is, in its simplest form, the idea that our universe is not the only one. It suggests that a multitude of other universes exist alongside our own. One of the most compelling scientific ideas that leads to a multiverse comes from our understanding of the Big Bang. We know our universe began in an incredibly hot, dense state and has been expanding ever since. But what lit the fuse? The theory of cosmic inflation suggests that in the first fraction of a second, the universe underwent an explosive, exponential expansion. It grew from smaller than an atom to larger than a galaxy in an instant. Imagine the energy field that drove this inflation as a vast, bubbling pot of water. Our Big Bang was just one bubble that formed, expanded rapidly, and then cooled down to become the universe we inhabit. But elsewhere in this cosmic pot, the bubbling continues. Other bubbles are constantly forming, each one pinching off to become its own universe, with its own Big Bang and its own destiny. This is the inflationary multiverse, often called the bubble universe model. In this picture, our universe is just one bubble in an infinite foam of cosmic creation. Each of these bubble universes could be vastly different from our own. The process of a bubble cooling down and forming a stable universe might happen with different physical properties each time. Another path to the multiverse comes not from the vastness of the cosmos, but from the strange rules of the very small. This is the world of quantum mechanics. At the subatomic level, reality is a game of chance and possibilities. A particle, like an electron, doesn't have a definite position until we measure it. Before that, it exists in a superposition, a haze of all its possible locations at once. The act of observation seems to force the particle to choose one reality out of the many possibilities. But what happens to all those other possibilities that didn't happen in our world? In the 1950s, a physicist named Hugh Everett III proposed a radical idea. He suggested that the particle doesn't choose at all. Instead, every single possible outcome of a quantum event actually happens. Each outcome splits off into its own parallel universe. When a radioactive atom might decay, the universe splits. In one universe, it decays. In another, it does not. This continuous splitting creates an infinitely branching tree of realities. This is known as the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. Think of it like this. You stand at a crossroads, deciding whether to turn left or right. In the many worlds view, you don't just choose one path. The universe itself splits in two. In one universe, a version of you turns left. In another, a parallel version of you turns right. Both of these universes are equally real, but they can no longer interact with each other. A third vision of the multiverse arises from one of the most ambitious theories in modern physics, string theory. In an attempt to unite all the fundamental forces of nature into a single, elegant framework, string theory proposes that the basic constituents of reality are not point-like particles, but tiny, vibrating strings of energy. One of the most mind-bending features of this theory is that it requires the existence of extraspatial dimensions. Not just the three we experience, like length, width, height, but perhaps as many as 10 or 11. So, where are these other dimensions? The theory suggests that our entire universe may be a three-dimensional membrane, or brain, floating within a higher dimensional space called the bulk. Think of our universe as a single sheet of paper in a vast multidimensional room. But what if there are other sheets of paper, other brains floating parallel to ours? Each brain could be its own universe, with its own particles and forces. This is the brain multiverse. We are confined to our own brain, unable to perceive others that might be just a millimeter away in a fourth spatial dimension. In this model, gravity is special. Other forces, like electromagnetism, are stuck to our brain, while gravity might leak between brains through the bulk. This could explain why gravity is so much weaker than the other forces. Perhaps its strength is diluted across all the brains and the space in between. The idea of a multiverse is captivating, but for scientists, a beautiful idea is not enough. We need evidence. Is it even possible to test for universes separate from our own? The challenge is immense, but not impossible. Scientists are clever. One place to look is the cosmic microwave background, the CMB. The faint afterglow of our Big Bang, a heat signature that fills the sky. A baby picture of our universe, taken when it was just 380,000 years old. Such a collision could leave a bruise or a circular pattern. Another clue comes from gravity. In brain theory, gravity might travel between parallel universes. A massive object in a nearby brain, like a giant galaxy, could let gravity leak across dimensions and alter motions of stars and galaxies here. That could look like dark matter, unseen mass holding galaxies together. One of the biggest mysteries the multiverse could solve is the fine-tuning problem. The laws of physics in our universe seem to be exquisitely balanced on a knife's edge to allow for the existence of complex structures like stars, planets, and life. With an infinite number of universes, each with different physical laws, it's inevitable that some, like ours, would have the right combination for life. We simply live in one of the lucky ones. Let's pause and truly consider what it would mean if the multiverse is real. It would mean that every possibility is playing out somewhere. Every choice you ever made, every path you didn't take, has been taken by another version of you in a parallel world. There's a universe where you caught the train you missed, and a universe where you stayed to talk to that person you walked past. There's a reality where you mastered the piano, and another where you became an astronaut. This is not just a collection of what-ifs. It's a tapestry of infinite, tangible stories, each one as real as our own. This concept expands our sense of self beyond our single lifetime. Your existence is not just one story, but an infinite library of them. Each version of you is a protagonist in their own cosmic drama, making choices, experiencing joy, experiencing sorrow. This doesn't diminish the importance of your choices here and now. The choices you make define the story of this universe, the one you're consciously experiencing. Your decisions are what make this thread in the great tapestry unique. They matter profoundly to this version of you and this version of everyone around you. Furthermore, the multiverse could give us a new sense of collective responsibility. If our universe is one where the conditions for life emerged, then we are its custodians. We have a responsibility to cherish and protect the consciousness that has arisen on this planet, our art, our science, our compassion. These are the expressions of this universe. They are this reality's way of understanding itself. In a multiverse of infinite possibilities, our choices are our universe's unique contribution to the cosmic whole. We are the guardians of this particular story, and it's our duty to make it a good one. Ultimately, being human in a multiverse might mean embracing the here and now with even greater passion. It encourages us to make choices that affirm the best parts of our nature, not because they are the only choices being made, but because they are our choices. It shifts our focus from searching for one ultimate meaning to creating meaning in our immediate world. We are not just characters in a story written by the cosmos. We are the authors of our own chapter, write it with wisdom, courage, and love. Our journey of understanding is a voyage that began when our ancestors first looked up at the stars and wondered. We've sailed from a tiny, flat Earth at the center of everything to a small, rocky planet in an unremarkable corner of one galaxy among billions. And now, we stand at the shore of a new cosmic ocean, contemplating the possibility of infinite universes. Each step on this journey has expanded our horizons and deepened our appreciation for the magnificent cosmos. The multiverse is simply the next and perhaps ultimate step in this grand adventure. Whether the multiverse is real or not, the act of contemplating it is valuable. It stretches our minds. It fuels our imagination. It forces us to question our most basic assumptions about reality. This is the very essence of the scientific spirit, to ask what if, and then to search for answers with rigor, creativity, an open mind. The quest for knowledge is not just about finding answers, it's about learning to ask better, deeper, and more profound questions. The multiverse is one of the most profound questions we have ever asked. We may never be able to travel to another universe or shake hands with a parallel version of ourselves. The evidence for the multiverse may remain elusive, hidden just beyond the reach of our instruments. But that should not deter us. The pursuit of knowledge has always been a journey, not a destination. The tools we develop, the theories we craft, the new perspectives we gain, enrich our understanding of our own universe, regardless of whether we find others. The search itself is a noble and worthy endeavor. So let us continue to look up. Let us continue to wonder. Let us embrace the mysteries of the cosmos with courage and humility. The universe or the multiverse is under no obligation to be simple or to make sense to us. Our privilege is to have the ability to question it, to explore it, and to be a part of it. The story of our species is a story of exploration, of pushing boundaries, and of an unending voyage of discovery. Whatever the ultimate nature of reality may be, our quest to understand it is one of the things that makes our existence in this universe so incredibly special.